Well, good morning. This is Barbara Brett, and I am so glad to be with you today. And anything worth doing is just worth doing, right? Anything worth doing. Well, let me fix this so that I have a little bit of my face actually showing here. And I'm just glad to be with you. And as per usual, technical difficulties. Again, I am Barbara Britt, and if nothing else, I'm a culture strategist, and it's all about overcoming difficulties, all about creating new things and going beyond and above. And so that's what I'm about. And so I'm just glad to be here with you today, even though this morning I got to pivot and change and do some different creative things in order to be able to bring this show to you today. So, um, again, Barbara Britt, culture strategist. And today I'm going to start my day as always in gratitude. And I'm in gratitude. I got to go into a company yesterday and get to work with them. And what such a blessing. And we got to really break down the barriers that not understanding your personality, those of others, how we react, why we react, and that it really can stop you from getting to your full potential. Do you know that if I'm a very fast engine working person and I'm just like this, and then we have someone on the other side that is more reserved and pulled back, that we can have 10 to 20% of a non-connection just because of that. And a lot of times we'll say, well, they don't like me or they don't approve of me or whatever. Has nothing to do with that. And then you can have an 80 to 90% disconnect from people that are task oriented to people that are on the people side. So these are things that we can be more aware of. So I'm in gratitude for getting to work with this company yesterday on personality profiling. And I want to tell you what, they were so engaged. They did so much. It was really a great joy to get to be with Eglin Federal Credit Union. Just absolutely a joy to get to be with them, and their people are so spot on. But it was a fun time yesterday. Every time you think you know everything about a person, you don't. Every time you think, you really don't. So let's jump in today to when all you can do is all you can do, right? How many times have we said that in frustration? You know, well, it's all I can do. I'm doing everything I can possibly do. I've looked at from every point. I've done everything I could. And that's always when I say you have to check in with yourself. As soon as that hits you, this is such an awesome opportunity to really do all that you can do. Okay, this is when that opportunity comes through to you. So next time that happens, I want you to stop and I want you to think and go, what did she say about that? What do I need to do about that? Well, let me help you along with this. Again, I'm Barbara Britt. I'm a culture strategist. My privilege and pleasure to be able to go into companies and organizations and work on the culture of things. And the culture is everything. It's everything. It is everything. So, this is the tip I'm going to give you to go on today. When all that you can do is all that you can do, stop. Here's your first tip. When all that you can do isn't isn't all you can do, then when we can get to that point and we can understand that, we are going to be able to do fabulous, great things. Okay? We, as in you and I, are going to be able to do fabulous, great things when we can get to that point. Now, once you get to that point, and a lot of times you get to that point in frustration, you get there in fear. You get there in, I find I get in frustration. I get, almost as close as I can get to an adult temper tantrum, or I call them meltdowns. I had a meltdown last Monday. Had a severe meltdown last Monday, and I just felt sorry for myself and that. And then I went and did a self check, And I went back and I worked. But with that meltdown, an hour and a half of my creativity was taken. I allowed it to be taken and robbed from me. An hour and a half was taken. And that's something we don't want to do, right? We don't want to lose an hour and a half of our time and our creativity. So I had a choice. So I made the choice to step back up, go back in, fix what I had just squashed all over the place. So when all you can do is not really all that you can do, what are some options? Again, why are you doing that? Why are you getting there? Because a lot of times we don't congratulate ourselves on those small steps. I've tried everything. Yeah, but I saw some movement. I saw some movement. I'll relate this back to when I coached cheerleading and we would, or dance or swimming, and we would be working on something and working on something, and then an individual wouldn't see any movement. I've been there, you've been there, right? And I could see that they were going to give up. And so sometimes I would take a little bit of license, but I would really look for any movement at all. I mean, any movement. And I would remark about that. Okay, you're getting there. You're getting there. I'd take pictures of them in action and I'd show them and I go, where do we see that slight breakdown that's causing us not to hit that stunt, not to get that, what have we needed in swimming? Now, what was it that was causing? And when I would do that, you would see the change in their faces. And it was, I can do that. And then, when you see it again and you see it again, we all need to know that when we think we've hit the road, we haven't even touched it yet. We're not even there yet, right? We've got so much more potential. So here's some things I can do. When I will look at this as an opportunity, I'm building a Sunday. My life is building a Sunday. It's building things that I love, things that are tasty, things that have texture, things that bring me joy. Like I got a good picture today of the sunrise. Woohoo! It's been a week I haven't been able to get anything. And so I run out there. But think about when you have the opportunity to try again, when you have the opportunity to take that slight change. Sorry, you guys, the pollen is in the air, and so it does affect us, okay? So when we have that opportunity, when we get to done all I can do, right now, this second, that's all I can do. But the next second you're stepping into, what opportunities are you creating? So don't get down in guilt. Guilt just paralyzes us. I should try harder. I should do. Okay, revamp, walk around the block, walk to the mailbox, do something, and then get back. Who are you talking to? Who are your mentors? Who's in your inner circle? Who has gone farther than you have in this particular aspect? Call on them. I'm having tunnel vision. Can I just talk it through with you? Have people you can talk it through. And I was so lucky. Sunday night, I got to get on with Layla from Hawaii. What a perfect name for Hawaii, right? Anyway, just terrific. And I've really gotten to know her through the EL community and going through Turning Point. And so we are accountability partners for I am statements. And we have decided to build out our year in I am statements, being very intentional about what we want to get done, not just making up I am this or I am. No, it's intentional. And when each of us was doing that, the other one was acting back, answering back, I see you and I believe that in you. And then we stopped and we actually got to go through, and she said, this is what I heard when you were talking. And what she heard sometimes was so much more than what I felt like I could express. And then she had the same feeling from me. So we built on it. We built on it. That was something that I just found extraordinary. When we got off, I saw it in a different picture. Well, yesterday, the same thing, waiting to go into Eglin Federal Credit Union. I was working with my coach in the car, and I was talking through a new program that I'm going to do on a, you know, a program that I'm going to bring one person in at a time for a retreat on a long weekend to my house for a retreat. And we're going to dive in deep on you, that person I'm going to bring in. When I started talking to my coach, and I wrote everything, and then she asked some of those questions. And all of a sudden, things that sounded or seemed insurmountable to me just opened up. I allowed my peripheral vision to be broadened. I allowed my peripheral vision to be broadened. Are you doing that? So when I think, and I've done all I can, oh my gosh, you've not even gotten started yet. It's all right. That when you get to that, just don't let that hit you and keep you there. Back off. Who do you need to talk to? You've got mentors. You've got people in your circle of influence. You have other experts in that area. Get a partner that you can brace things off of. I called my friend Linda. Now, Linda's not in doing the type of business I do at all, but she is just she's my fun partner. She's my running partner. She's just somebody that, I go and actually learn to enjoy life with, because, I am a little bit of a workaholic. And she added some things and asked some questions, and I was like, oh my gosh. So you guys, don't be afraid when all you can do isn't really all you can do. And when you feel yourself hit that wall, who in here has hit that wall? Well, I hit that wall frequently. And I mean, I bounce off of it, land on my booty, and try to get back up as gracefully, and always look around to see if anybody noticed that I was knocked on the ground. And yes, they generally do see that. Like last Monday when I had a meltdown, Carrie, who does all my cleaning up of my stuff and gets my TikTok and my YouTube and all that cleaned and ready to go. Yes, so she got to witness it. She got to even be part of it, unfortunately for her. And that's when we hit a wall. We hit that wall. So again, when you hit that wall, go do something else for just a few seconds. Let that frustration out. Walk it out. Run it out. Exercise it out. Whatever you have to do. And then come back. Go back to that circle of influence. Go back to your mentors. Go back. Open up your peripheral vision because you've gotten tunneled. Sometimes we get a little bit lazy about this. And, and a lot of times it's because we're so fearful that we've come to an end. Check in. You haven't come to an end. You haven't even begun yet, because your potential is infinite. Your ability to achieve and go on and rise and learn is infinite. It's infinite. That means until the day you're tapped on the shoulder and you're taken, you can do anything. You can see what you can have anything. You can create. Sometimes we just have those little moments. And as soon as we start feeling sorry for ourselves, oh, I've done everything I can do. I can't do any more. And when I was at Turning Point, Paul Martinelli, who is my mentor and my coach, said, and what else? And so when we were working together, Layla and I partnered up the whole weekend. When we were working together, we would say, is there anything else? And we did that Sunday night. So get a partner to work with. If you want somebody, get on my website, contact me. I will be your partner and I will work along with you. Yes, that's what I do for my business. But if you want to have somebody, if not, take some of these tips and I'll even give you a couple of tips just free. Find someone that will hold you accountable, that loves you for who you are as a human being, but holds you accountable, and that they've maybe walked a few steps ahead of you or they've had more experiences. Find yourself a mentor, find yourself a coach. Because again, when we hit that wall, when we do that, frustration sets in. What else can I do? So go back and ask yourself that. What else? What else? When you do that, you go, well, dig deeper, dig deeper, dig deeper, dig deeper. What else am I capable of accomplishing? Dig deeper. You owe it to yourself. I just so thankful that you were on here with me today, and I find that as a blessing. So if you found that this was good for you, send it, share it with someone else. Go to my website if you want more information. You want more steps. You want just some tips that I give to you. Send me your email. Ask for tips. Say, I need tips on this. I will send them to you gladly. You don't have to, you don't have to buy from me, but I will send them to you gladly. But if you would like to have me walk with you, I will also do that as a professional coach, trainer, and a consultant for the culture of things. Again, Barbara Britt, thank you for joining me today.